not my consciousness. We went into that very carefully. I won't go into it, I haven't time. So, please see, as long as I am afraid, as an individual with my limited consciousness, it is that I'm afraid of, right? You following this? It is that which I am scared of. And to avoid that, I go through all kinds of nonsense, Gabriel and all that stuff. And one realizes that's not a fact, right? It is not a fact that my consciousness is totally separate from everybody else, right? It's an illusion, it's an absurdity, illogical. It's unsanitary, unhealthy. It is so. Follow this carefully. I realize this, perhaps in my heart, in my feeling, I realize that I am the whole of mankind, not an individual consciousness that's too silly, illogical, it has no meaning. And I, who have lived this kind of life, which is pain, which is sorrow, which is anxiety, all that, if my brain has not transformed some of all that, my life is only adding further confusion to the wholeness. Do you understand? I wonder if you understand this. But if I, living, realize that I am not, my consciousness is consciousness of mankind, and for the human consciousness I am totally responsible. Then freedom from the limitation of that consciousness becomes extraordinarily important, right? Because then I am contributing, or I am breaking down the limitation of that consciousness. So death has a totally different meaning. You understand? You're following what? Are we meeting each other, or is it just picture? I have lived this so-called individual life, concerned about myself, my problems, and those problems never end. They are increasing. I live that kind of life. I've been brought up, educated, conditioned to that kind of life. You come along and tell me, pleasantly as a friend, or you like me, or you love me, you tell me, look, your consciousness is not yours. You suffer, so do the other people suffer, and so on, so on. I've gone into this. So you tell me all that. I listen to it, and it makes sense to me. I won't reject what you say, because it makes logical sense, sanity. And I see in that what you have told me, perhaps there can be peace in the world. So I say, I have listened to you, and I say to myself now, can I be free from fear? Right? Because I'm responsible totally for the whole of consciousness, right? So, when I'm investigating fear and moving away from fear, I am helping the total human consciousness to lessen fear. You understand? Is this somewhat clear? Then, death has a totally different meaning. Not that I'm going to sit next to God or I'm going to heaven through some peculiar nebula. But I'm living a life which is not my particular life. I am living a life of the whole of humanity. And if I understand death, if I understand end grief, I am cleansing the whole of consciousness of mankind. You understand that? That's why it's important to understand the meaning of death, and perhaps death has great significance, great relationship with love. Because where you end something, love is. When you end completely attachment, then love is. Right?